Have you been interested in reading books and don't know where to start? Have you been using bad reading techniques that you developed in public education? Do you always pick up a book and feel totally lost? Well, in this video, I'm going to be providing the solutions to all that and many more. There are plenty of reasons to read. The first and most obvious is to learn from the past experience of others. There are recounts from people with infinite different lifestyles, therefore infinite different wisdom. To be able to extract this wisdom by deeply analyzing and reading a few pages, rather than having to go and experience these hardships ourselves, is one of the greatest features of human text and language. How easily knowledge can just be passed down. So you're about to go on an adventure, like sailing across the sea, and there's a person who went on the exact same adventure that you're about to go on. You would listen to that person so carefully. You would take notes and study what they have to say, because you understand that that person has a level of knowledge about an endeavor which you are going to embark on. And this same level of respect should be applied to books. A reason to read is to gain the wisdom of old. Another reason to read is to gain the knowledge of the new. Reading allows you to access new paradigms of thinking which your brain was not cognizant of. These paradigm shifts in your mindset can lead you to act in ways that are completely alien to your past self. Essentially leveling up and becoming a more conscious you, acting with awareness of the new information that you have obtained, shifting the fabric of your reality to see things a little closer to the truth. Now that I outlined why it's so important to read and piqued your interest for developing the habit, I'm going to be giving you a couple ways to read more effectively. The first and most important way to read better is present reading. When you're reading, you must remain completely present of the information which you're absorbing. You know that feeling of rereading the same page 5 times because the information seems to just keep falling out of your head? This is due to in-present reading. Whilst you're reading, make sure to constantly be aware of what's going on in your mind. Once your thoughts start to drift, make sure to refocus them on the page that you're reading. Think of this as a reading meditation. This will help you remain present whilst reading and learn better, and retain the information better. The second way to read better is to mark up the book that you are reading. Write down the thoughts that you have while reading. Write down important insights, important facts. If you don't know the definition of a word, Google it and write it on top. This will also improve your vocabulary. Just mark up your book. You know when you get back a graded paper, that's exactly what your book should look like, minus the scores. The third way to read better is to read only what you need and then apply it in a realistic scenario. Say you're reading a book about cars, but you only want to change your oil. You would not read the whole book. You would only read the section that you need to change your oil and then completely disregard the rest. This will help you to remember the information that is actually applicable to your life, because you don't have to filter through all the pointless information to get to that important information. Basically, helping you remember the information better and be able to actively recall the information better, because your mental real estate isn't taken up by all that pointless information that you do not need. The final way to improve your reading is by keeping a reading journal. In this reading journal, you're basically going to be doing the same thing that you did in step 2, where you were marking up the book, but to a deeper extent. Don't ever copy quotes or text straight from the book, because you won't really learn anything that way. And if you do, make sure that you're writing notes in your journal about why you copied it, how you're going to apply it, what this information is useful for. You get the picture. But try and put the knowledge and the wisdom in your own words. After you just finish reading, pick up your journal, then try and recall what you read, or write down what really stood out to you. Make connections to things that you already know, and then write down questions about your reading. This is to further strengthen the connections in your brain that are related to the book. Journaling what you have just read will help you store the information in verbal fluency when you're recalling the information. So make sure to keep that reading journal handy. I like to keep it right here on my desk, right where I read my books. You know what I'm saying. Just keep it handy. In conclusion, reading is incredibly important to gain the wisdom of the old and the knowledge of the new. You can obtain new skills and shift mental paradigms, then attack life leveled up. To get the most out of your reading, remember to 1. Read presently. 2. Mark up your book. 3. Read what you need and then apply it. And 4. Keep a reading journal handy to write what you read. Now get off YouTube. Go read something.